Today we took advantage of a really nice day. They were predicting temps going up into the 50s, and they didn't lie. For a change, the weatherman turned out to be correct. And none of the lakes have ice on them anymore. It looks like almost all of the snow is melted. And because we had rain, I think yesterday or the day before, I'm losing track of time here, we did have some rain. It looks like it washed a lot of the salt away. Still a little bit out there, but nothing that kept us from having a really, really nice ride. Now, in various little places, I can see little blades of grass and little things starting to grow, and I was very excited. This is the first ride I've had where I'm thinking about that spring is here at last. Finally, spring is here. And the weatherman is predicting today it'll go to 50 degrees this afternoon. Should be a heavenly day. It's as sunny as can be. Not much wind yet. It's supposed to get breezy in the afternoon. But on a day like today, not much is going to stop my passion for getting a ride in. Now, there's signs of spring all around us. This morning, Karen and I woke up and there's a woodpecker on a tree right next to our house. We heard him all morning. We have a couple little sprouts coming out in our garden. Spring is in the air. There's robins on the lawn. And the big one, the fish are eating every day now. And since they've changed the clock, it means it's nicer and easier to get up in the morning, especially for somebody that's lazy like me, and get out to the garage, get the bike pre-flighted, feed the fish, feed the giraffe, make sure Karen doesn't have anything on my social agenda, and take care of all the bed and breakfast things, which is going to end in about 3 weeks, 4 weeks, I don't know. But we've enjoyed having the kids here, and it hasn't kept me from getting a ride almost every day or working on a bike almost every day. It's truly a win-win. Okay, boys, come on. Breakfast is served here at the bed and breakfast. And once they start eating, it's for sure spring is here. Now, one of the only sad things when we head out for a ride on the GS, we don't have a way of carrying the radar detector yet, but I saw how Jose did his, and I may have to get a spare one. That's the bottom line. And it's a one owner, coming up on 73,000 miles if you count the total of the two speedometers, and it's been quite a ride. It has been a great bike from day one, and it's still a lot of fun to ride. Every day on the ride out to the riding area. And I've always thought, what are they going to do with this? They carved the whole mountain away here. And they left Devil's Tower. I always call it Devil's Tower. That is pretty unique. And of course the train is right on the edge of the cliff here. I've been watching this for more than a year now. Pretty cool. Now, it's very intriguing to see this in real life because they have literally chopped the whole mountain away. That train is on the edge of a cliff. In real life, it really is impressive. So the first thing I noticed once I got out to the riding area, because we had the rain, and it was a significant amount of rain, the roads are a lot a lot nicer, a lot less salty than they were on the previous few rides. Last year I replaced the rotors with EBC rotors and steel brake lines front and back. Thank you, Joe Padula, who donated the lines. And I really appreciate getting on the bike and having the brakes be nice and firm for a change. And not having all that salt on the road is going to add another nice little benefit. When I get back home, I won't have so much time I have to do to clean the bike, especially down underneath it. And especially on this bike, what blows up from the fender goes right onto the exhaust pipes and the front of the engine. Now, anybody who has a GS knows the low end torque, the beautiful throttle response, the key parts of this engine. It's just a really, really friendly engine, much like the MT-09. One of the things I love about this GS is all the polished aluminum, and it's not chrome, it's polished aluminum, and I think there's a big difference the way the aluminum looks when it's polished, and I've spent endless amount of hours to maintain it and keep it looking fresh. Now, one thing worked out really well, better than I thought it would, was putting the smaller sprocket on the back. It's got a 16 in the front, a 40 in the back. It's, in essence, it's got overdrive. Getting out here, the 30-mile ride on Route 80 is a cruise. one of the things on our agenda is, and we do it usually every springtime, is to refresh and repolish the whole engine. I'm going to make a separate video of that very soon. But once it's polished like this, doing the refresh is very, very easy. Now, part of the ride today included Ladybug Lake, that little dirt bridge that goes over onto the island. Ladybug Lake is really a nice scenic area to ride in. I love going and shooting pictures. And thank you, Pokey, for getting me to EBC Discs, and they worked out great. And I had forgotten what a nice upgrade that was between the steel lines and the new discs. A nice upgrade. And when I painted the wheels last winter, that was on our channel, of course, like everything else. The thing I did, I put brand new Michelin Commanders on, and boy, they are beautiful road tires. Really nice. And the GS has a way of turning hour after hour. The hours go by, you're in the saddle, and you don't even get tired riding this bike. Seat is comfortable, great ergonomics. It's just a great long distance in every way bike. One thing's for sure, when you're the original owner of a bike and you have it 40 years and you've got 73,000 miles on it, you have a great relationship. No, I really never checked the mileage on this bike because it's got such a decent sized tank. I think it's 5.2. But the nice thing is you can cruise around for 3 or 4 hours, back road it, and not have to be constantly looking down to see if it's time to hit the gas station and pay for that energy efficient gas that we've had lately. So a really sweet day ends. It's time to hit Route 80 and do that 30-mile trek in traffic and radar traps and things falling off of trucks. And it's kind of a part of the ride I don't look forward to. You came out to tell me you love me. Isn't that sweet? Glad I'm back. So I'm back. Karen still loves me. I got to go get the McGuires, clean up the bike a little bit. Well, it really wasn't that dirty today. Really wasn't terrible like the last couple of days with those over-salted roads. This was a piece of cake. Well, we're back, and it's just been a beautiful day. It actually probably is 50 right now. What a beautiful day. Beautiful area to ride. The only bad thing, we don't have the ability to carry the radar detector on this bike, so I'm always a little nervous there. Anyway, it's summer, spring, whatever you call it, it's in the air. I actually, from here, I can see one of our plants is starting to show some leaves. Wow. We got buds on the trees, buds on the wisteria. Summer's here. The GS is always so comfortable to ride and so relaxing, and no matter which back roads you go on or highways or anything, it's got after 40 years, it's got all stock suspension, even the shocks. And I have two sets of shocks, and they're both okay. Because when I changed the bodywork, the other shocks were painted blue, and neither one of them are worn out. So I don't know. And maybe it's just me. But this bike really has never disappointed me. It's a great bike. But then, being fair, all the bikes that I have in my little modest collection, and I've paid almost no money for all of them and worked on them constantly and passionately, and in the end I have a garage full of fun. And everything I do with these bikes is designed for two things: to keep me young and keep me busy and keep my mind active. And then at the end of all that, you have the joy of opening up a garage door with 7 motorcycles all registered and battery tendered, and you can pick one and go out on a double date with anybody you want. And to be honest, I love them all. They're all fun to ride. The main thing is, too, they're all just a little bit different. So we post every day. Thanks so much for watching.